Good day, everyone. Welcome here to another episode of Qwikstreet Sims. Today we are going to be taking a little look at a new game that's coming out later on this month called Farm Manager 2021. It is a follow-up to Farm Manager 2018, and right now, as you see on the screen, we're actually looking at their prologue, which is pretty much their version of a demo. So I'm just kind of scrolling through the credits and the settings. So we have a tutorial, there's a campaign, which really can't access too much on there, and then there's a scenario, which has probably the most gameplay right now on the demo version, the prologue. But we're going to go through the tutorial because it actually gives you a lot of good information, and since I have not played the original 2018, I'm actually going to go through the tutorial. I always wanted to pick up 2018, it always looked really fun. It was a kind of a it is a farm manager game. But it is a game that I really wish I had something like this on a mobile. The Android farming games, you know, Farmville and all that stuff, that's not what I'm looking for. This is a little bit more in-depth, a little bit more strategy involved, and it's something a little bit more of my speed. So right now we're going through the tutorial. They're kind of showing off the farmhouse that you always start off with. Has a little parking lot into it. You can see there's a radius where, you know, probably its reach of, you know, where the equipment can go off to, because you have a little parking lot here, and then you have a small little warehouse as well. You also have a couple different staff houses. I believe you also get to hire seasonal workers, which you have to put them up in their own little cabin because you don't want seasonal workers mingling with your regular people. And so we're going through the tutorial here. We are going to hire a bunch of people, and as you can see, each employee has not only different pay rates, but they also have different skills. We have some manufacturing, endurance, machinery. Ooh, there's beekeeping, so it looks like we'll be able to do some honey making later on. You know, plants. If we scroll up, there's got to be someone here that does animals. So for the tutorial, we're going to hire 7 people here. As you can see by the icons around it, these are the 7 people they want us to hire. So Farm Manager here, the original 2018 and 2021, they are all published by the same company called Plowing. A lot of you simulation gamers, fans of simulation games, have heard Plowing. They have tons of games that are always in development. Very few of them I've seen come to fruition. However, this one is the most promising game that I've seen in their lineup here. And we'll have another video on this channel probably within the next week where I'm going to go through the top 10 games that I think that are going to be the most important and probably the best playing ones out of Plowing. But they're the publisher. The developer, I'm not really sure who the developer is. According to the Steam page, it says Cleverson Software, and that's actually who did 2018. But I've been in a back and forth conversation with another company, the developer, who's been advertising this game. It might have just been a name change, but it's Game Peric. I think I said it right. Very friendly people. So someone's developing this game. It's probably a collaboration or, as I said before, a name change here. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Right now in the tutorial, we're going to be putting together a goat shed here. And we're going to have to buy some grass and silage here. So as you can see, you can diversify their diet. It's up usually about 5. I think during the one scenario, I was able to do 6 different types of food. Right now, since we only have an animal pen, we're going to have to go to the marketplace here, which is where you sell and buy goods. So we're going to buy some grass, and we're going to go here and buy some silage. It shows you can modify it. And they're not always set prices. As you can see, there's a graph down here at the bottom that the price does fluctuate with the market. I don't know if it does a supply and demand equation. Probably not, because it's a single player game, but there's got to be something tied with seasons that they have going on here that it will modify. So right now we do have some grass that we bought for our animals here, but we're going to, according to the tutorial, we're going to create ourselves a field. 32 by 32 meters field that we are going to plant some grass. So the tutorial is just going to walk us through. We're going to be able to buy some equipment here. We're going to first pick here, and as you can see, there's only 4 different types of seeds that are available here in the tutorial. The tomatoes and those the beets I'm able to do via a greenhouse, which maybe we'll do another video later on the scenario, or maybe by then, because the game's supposed to come out April 29th, which is less than 2 weeks away from when I'm filming this right here. So this is nice. It shows you all the equipment that you're going to need for the grass field. It's actually a lot of equipment, but a lot of this equipment is reusable on other fields, so you're not going to have a lot of crop-specific equipment just laying around here. Alright, so we do have our tractor and a plow, but we're going to need to build a parking lot because we need to place all the other equipment somewhere. Alright, we need one parking lot for now. Got to make sure that it's tied to a roadway. So with the tutorial and the scenario here, I'm sure maybe down the road there's going to be there's going to be additional roads that you can add in the game, but it's just a gravel road, which you can see our little red tractor and plow are heading up towards our new grass field. Oh yeah, the portion of like Sim City and City Skylines games that I always mess up is electricity. You have to make sure you do have electricity going to all your facilities. We just tie it into a pole somewhere. Yeah, that one, sure. No, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Quick. Okay, so now we're doing some plowing. We got the parking lot already paved. And we're gonna let that do its thing, and let's see what else we got next on the tutorial here. Alright, so as you can see also in the tutorial, things catch on fire, and the workers really don't care. So we have a building that's on fire. It's actually the goat shed. We're frying up some goat legs. But if you click on the building here, we will have to call the police, or not the police department. We'll call the fire department. And as you can hear them in the background, they're coming in on the single road that comes into this map here. And they're going to come in, and they're going to skeet from the windows to the walls, all over our goat shed, and hopefully there's not going to be any damage. I have seen clips where if you don't call the fire department quick enough, this fire will spread. I don't know if it will spread to buildings a little bit in the distance, but if you have stuff next to each other and you don't call the fire department, you're going to lose a lot of stuff. But even though there's a fire on the farm, work's got to go on. We got to get that grass field up there in the corner ready. So, whew, good. Alright, now we can also hire some seasonal workers, but we're going to skip ahead. So we're almost ready for the grass to be mowed, so we're going to start building a silage bin, silage bin. And we are going to have to hire somebody to maintain that. That's going to be their job, is to decompose the grass that we're building here. So now that it's done, there is you can see up in the corner, you can fast forward this, so you're not stuck watching it in, I guess, real time. So we're going to change the production here. We could buy a bunch of straw bales and turn it into silage, but we have a grass field, so there's no need to buy stuff from the market. We're going to assign this guy here. That's going to be your job, is to deal with stinky grass, and not the good kind of stinky grass. And for the tutorial, we do have to produce 100 bales of silage, which that shouldn't take too long once this grass comes in. We're done fertilizing the grass field, which is good. And as we just mosey on back, we're going to drop off the fert spreader into our parking lot. And then the worker will return the tractor to wherever we originally parked it, which is at the main barn. And for some reason, we hired a ton of seasonal workers to plant grass seed. I guess that's one way of doing it. I know in the scenario, I had to rent a planter But if you want to hire a bunch of day laborers to just spread grass seed all over the place, you have that option to do so. Alright, we're also going to build ourselves a cow shed and probably a few other additional animal sheds here, which looks like from the start is a good way to earn a little bit of money. You're going to be able to produce a bunch of stuff. And in the tutorial, which I had some of the footage kind of mess up, but you can buy some advanced buildings, some cheese making, milk processing buildings, which I'm sure in the regular game there's going to be a few more of those options out there. But the tutorial does walk you through a pretty nice setup that you can have on your farm. What we're going to look at now is a little bit of the scenario that I went through, which is maintaining your uncle's farm here. So they kind of started you off on a small little footprint. Well, not a small footprint. You got a nice bit of area, but they gave you a few buildings to start off with. And I imagine once the game is released, there's going to be multiple scenarios that they'll be coming out with. Kind of different challenges for you to progress and make a successful farm in the game. But this one here is Uncle Julian's farm. He's got 3 greenhouses. They're all filled with tomatoes, which is one of the items in this scenario that we need to complete here, as well as selling some goat milk and making some sheep wool. So what I did in the first time playing through this scenario is I got a little overzealous and I just started building and just spending money, which in a farming game, as you guys all know, it's not always a good thing. You need slow and steady wins the race. You just start plunking down money you don't have, you're going to get a little bit over your head, and well, it's not going to end well. So this is the first time I played through the scenario. I did have to go back, restart, and do it all over again because I made some stupid mistakes. And I'm sure not playing 2018, I was not aware of some of the things that I should have been paying attention to. Alright, so we're just kind of going through a few of the steps. I'm adding some goats in here. Not goats, those are cows. Those would be the biggest, fattest goats ever. And while we're waiting for the animal dealer to come in, we might as well buy some of the food. Actually, I don't think I can buy it yet. I think I need to build a farm or not a farm. I need to build a barn. Some sort of warehouse storage area. So let's kind of stick it up here. You want to kind of make things close to each other because your workers will have to travel back and forth. So the worker I hire for this cow shed, they're going to have to walk all the way over to the barn, pick up food, and bring it back. So the farther you have it, the longer it's going to take them to do their chores. So you need to make a nice efficient farm here. So now that we got the barn in place, well, it's not in place yet. We got to wait for it to be built. So come on. Hey, okay, why don't we go here and let's speed it up. If you hit the number 2 and the number 3 button, or you can click on the icons up at the top, which I'm not doing any of them at this moment. I don't know why. As you can see, coming down the gravel road is the animal dealer. No, go look at the animal dealer. He's dropping off our cows for us. There we go. And he's going to drive away. Alright, so now we got some cows, but we have no place to put food, so we are starving them to death. There we go. Now we can go to the market. Buy ourselves some grass. And, yep. Let's up at the ante a little bit here. And do some silage, and then we're going to have to wait for the food supplies to be delivered. So, I don't know. I'm sure that the health of these cows would go down. I don't know if they would die. I know that they do breed, and we have to call a veterinarian to come and give birth to them. But I have not been able to experience death in my livestock here. Maybe we'll be able to tell that in the regular game when it comes out on April 29th, 2021. Alright, so we got some warnings here. Alright, we don't have enough resources. Yep, I know. We just built the necessary storage units, and we bought, you know, the materials at the market. So we're just waiting for that to be delivered. And we're also going to, we're going to put, this is what I did wrong in the first time. See, I just started building cow sheds. You're like, yeah, let's go crazy. We got 24,800, 24,600 in the bank right now. Let's just spend all that money. Spend Uncle Julian's money. He's got Alzheimer's. He doesn't know what's going on with the books. But maybe a little bit later on we'll show my second playthrough and what the farm actually ended up looking like, because this one, within 3 months, I was in the hole, and by the time I was able to recoup and get back into the green, it was the end of the month and I had to pay all the staff wages. So we're just right back in the hole every single time. Alright, so we kind of jumped ahead. This is the second playthrough through Uncle Julian's scenario that I did. As you can see, it's laid out a little bit differently. I did end up building a few more greenhouses. I was a little bit more conservative with my hiring of workers. I ended up, you know, letting them go when I did not have any work. So, you know, I didn't like sending them to the unemployment line, but for my bottom line, I needed to make that happen so I can progress in the game, and I ended up hiring some of them back. You know, they were good workers, so, you know, you had to do that. But, you know, I've added a few greenhouses. I rented equipment instead of trying to buy them, and I do have a grass field as well as an oat field down here, which is to feed all the goats and the cows that we have here on this farm. And I did pay a little bit more attention to the market prices of the byproducts that we're making here on the farm. You know, you have to wait out a little bit so that you can increase your profits. You know, maybe down the road when you do have a lot of money in the bank, you don't have to worry so much about it. But at the beginning of the game, you want to kind of keep an eye on the market and sell it at the highest value that you can, because that money is crucial to keep your farm alive. And so once I reached all the criteria here for this scenario, unfortunately it kind of stopped. So right now I have 13 of the 14 workers that are needed. As soon as you hire that 14th one, which is the last checkpoint that I had, it just ends the prologue. So I continue just playing around and adding stuff as much as I could, you know, because I didn't want it to end. I don't want to wait until April 29th for the full version of this game to come out. But that is when Farm Manager 2021 releases here on Steam. So go ahead and add that to your wish list so you can be notified of it. To me, I mean, if you're a fan of Farm Simulator and kind of farm managing games and simulating games, this one looks very, very promising. The 2018, I heard some pretty good things about. I might not have had the chance to play it, even though it is pretty cheap on a lot of the Steam sales. But this one has a lot of improvements that I can see from videos I've watched of people playing 2018. So I highly suggest go in and check this one out. I know I will probably be adding this to my play rotation real soon. And I don't know. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. But until next time, I'll see you guys on the flippity flip. This is Qwikstreet saying peace out and enjoy your days.